Hey boys and girls. Hi, it's me, Lisa, the love coach, certified professional love life coach, founder of lovequestcoaching.com, where you can go and get your free love life assessment. So I'm going to hang out a minute, wait for some people to jump on this live, see who pops up. Oh, looky look, people are popping up. So I did a coaching call today with someone. And basically, it was a guy who totally revealed to me that he was in this situation in his relationship, and I thought that it was one that I've heard before. Apparently, what I'm about to share with you is very common, it's quite common, and it involves this. You basically start a relationship with someone, and there's shadiness in the beginning. So you get together and there's some kind of shady shit that goes on. So right out of the gate, right from the jump, there's shadiness that happens. Maybe somebody is like, oh, I thought we were exclusive, and then you were like hooking up with an ex-boyfriend, or maybe you were dating more than one guy and I thought you were only dating me. Or you're a full-on womanizer and the girl ends up finding out and she's like devastated. She's like, what the hell, bro? I thought we were like starting something off nice and you were lying to me the whole time. Whatever the shadiness is, it's enough to compromise the trust from the beginning. Now, here's where things get out of whack. People who are not confident in themselves and don't have boundaries for themselves will be manipulated into trying to work it out with this person who right from the start betrayed them. So this was the instance with this guy, and this is why I found this so incredibly fascinating and why I wanted to jump on here and share this. He is the one who did the shady thing. And he reached out to me because it's 5 years later. They're together 5 years. And she still can't get over the shady shit that happened from the beginning of the relationship. So they're basically in this relationship where he is in a position where he has to prove himself to her all the time. She's like, you dogged me out from the beginning, and therefore I don't trust you. I'm jealous. I'm insecure. And it's up to you, because you dicked me over in the beginning, to prove to me that you're solid and trustworthy and all that. This is manipulation on a level of bullshit and fuckery. And this is where people get into these dynamics and these relationships where it is games and it is bullshit. Now, to her credit, yeah, true, the guy was a total womanizer. He fucked around on her or did whatever. I don't know the details, but it probably was bad. But she chose to either let him sweet talk her into keeping it going, or maybe he didn't even have to sweet talk her. Maybe she was like, oh, but he's so nice and he's so great. And, you know, who am I going to find somebody like this? And all this bullshit that people, they start talking this crap to themselves. And what do you end up doing? You end up giving a pass to some disingenuous asshole who did you wrong from the beginning, who did not deserve a chance. This is what dating is for. Dating is for screening out the assholes. So when you're with someone a few months and they prove that they're an asshole, you don't stay with them. Why are people doing this? So I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why people do this. They do it because they're codependent. They do it because they really don't believe that they're worth someone better, someone who's going to treat them right, somebody who's going to have respect for them, right? So they don't have boundaries. Like, listen, if you're boundaried up and somebody dogs you out when you're first dating and you're together not even 6 months, to the fucking loo. bro. I would be like, that's an unfortunate decision that you made. I have to go. And they'll be like, wait, what? We were just dating. We were getting along so good. Yeah. And you made the unfortunate decision to betray me. And now the trust is broken. The trust has been shattered. And I'm over it. Just like that. Just like that. Why? Because that is confidence. That is self-love. Now, I had a Facebook group. I changed the name and the vibe of this group. I hope you all come and join it. It's called the Self-Love Club. The Self-Love Club. What's your deal? What's up with you, Tipe? What's up with you, Tipe? What are you doing? Because you want to go outside? That's the thing, you want to go outside? It's your time? Yeah, you're stretching for it? All right, give me 10 minutes to talk to the people, and then I take you outside and we tend to you and handle you. So, okay. The thing is this. People who lack confidence and are somewhat codependent, they do not know how to stand up for themselves. They just don't. So if you're codependent and you end up with someone and you're with them and it's a few months in and they do something shady or they do something that just is like, this doesn't feel right, you are more likely as a codependent to make excuses for them and stay with them. Oh, relationships, nobody's perfect though. Nobody's perfect. No, we're not striving for perfection, my loves. We're striving for respect. Right? Yeah? Respect. Nobody's perfect. I agree. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect is this. Oh, I went to a party with this new guy that I was dating and they were playing music and he doesn't dance. And I'm kind of into guys that dance. But nobody's perfect. And you know what? I'll handle him. As he gets to know me and we build trust, I bet you I can turn him into un salsero. I can get him in the hips, getting some sway. And if not, whatever, that's fine. I'll just go dance with my girlfriends. He can hold my bag. See, that's nobody's perfect, right? Or nobody's perfect. Oh my God, I went to his place and thank God he hires a cleaning person because he's a mess. But nobody's perfect. He's the type of guy that, if he cooks, he gets things all over the place and the sauce on the backsplash and the whole thing. But, nobody's perfect. So you hire somebody to clean, or I can clean, it's fine. He does the messing of the kitchen and he cooks like amazing. And I come in like the Latina cleaner and I just clean it all up and all good. I'll do the dishes, load the dishwasher, yeah, done. This is nobody's perfect. But when you have someone who is blatantly disrespecting you and blatantly lying and cheating, and you shrug that off as, oh, nobody's perfect. Honey, what you're doing is you're saying, that's okay, treat me like shit, it's allowed. And it's not. It should not be. But what happens with people who are codependent and lack the confidence is that they will make excuses for bad behavior and bad treatment because they would rather be with someone than to be alone. That is a problem, because you need to be able to say, I would rather be alone than in bad company. So now what happens to these couples? They end up together, and then the manipulation starts, because then it becomes a thing where, oh, you hurt me, you dicked me over, and I gave you another chance? Well, now you're going to live the rest of your life catering to my every whim. And that's where the codependency flips onto the person who made the unfortunate decision to screw that person over. So now they are going to pay forever through jealousy, through insecurity, through all of this stuff for the rest of the relationship. This is dysfunction. This is toxic and dysfunctional. Now, could it be saved? Yes, I do believe it. I believe that if people are in a relationship for 5 years, there's something there. There's something there, but the other stuff needs to be healed in a very deep way. She needs to figure out why she's so insecure, and if you're going to give someone a chance after 5 years, haven't they proven after 5 years that, yeah, we were dating in the beginning and I had these other women and I wasn't really sure that I wanted to be with only you. But then once you caught me in my ridiculousness, I realized, out of all of them, I liked her the best. And I was just being greedy, right? I was being greedy with the vagina. So I was sampling from the buffet of vagina. Look at that vagina. I'll have some of that on my plate. Give me some of that vagina. And then she caught him, right? So fine. But then he said, okay, but then you caught me and I had time to think, and it was like, no, I only want to be with you. Right? This is why it is so important for people to know where they are at with themselves and what their dating strategy is, what their dating style is, because you just cut to that shit right from the start. And right on the first, second date, here's how I roll. Here's how I roll. So listen, it was lovely to meet you. And it'd be nice to get together again, of course. But let me be clear about the intention that I would be bringing to that second date. Because it's only fair that I'm honest, right? I'm a woman of integrity. I want to be honest with you. So I am in a season of my life where I am interested and available for a one-on-one, respectful relationship, hardcore relationship. Like, I'm not going to hang with you Saturday and then Sunday be hanging out with Chris, and then Monday hang out with Steve, and then Tuesday hang out with you again. I don't roll that way. I would rather, and again, this is just my style. No harm, no foul, no pressure. But this is how I roll. I would rather us full on see each other and just have fun and see where this can go for like a month. Like, really dig in and see. This way, if it doesn't work, honey, we can be friends. Why? Because we never did anything shady to each other from the start. So if you're cool with that, then yeah, I would love to see you again. But if you're not ready for anything like that intense, I understand. No big deal. But, I have to be clear. That's it. Simple discussion. Oh, but Lisa, that's going to scare them off. Good. Bye. I don't want to be with somebody who's scared of that. Honey, if you're scared about a beautiful woman with a lot going for her, hello. Telling you that I only want to focus on you and let's focus on each other and have a fun time together and see where this can go. If that scares you, well, honey, then you're not for me. I'm not here for you. You're here for me, trying to decide. And so when people don't have that ability from the beginning, they put themselves into these relationships that they end up being toxic, they end up being disingenuous, lies from the beginning, and then you're living your whole relationship trying to make good on the first 6 months of the shady. It's ridiculous. It's a waste of time. People are weighing into this Facebook Live. Chris McLean says, yes, respect and honor, right? It's all about respect and honor, yes, of the other person. But unless you have respect and honor for yourself first, honey, it goes out the window. Out the window. So many people, they're like, oh, I'm in this relationship and here's what's going on. It is terrible. I had another person do a love life assessment, right? You can fill that out if you want on lovequestcoaching.com. I have this form. You fill it out. You tell me everything that's going on. And I read through it. Oh my God. And then I give you direct feedback of like what to do and whatever. This girl, oh my God, beautiful girl from Australia. Furthest one all the way on the opposite. And she says to me, Lisa, I am with this guy 5 years. In the beginning, said he was going to marry me and that we were going to be together and all this. That was year 2. Then he's been cheating on me with sex workers for 3.5 years. Lying to my face for 3.5 years. And what does that mean? Putting her in health risk. And I said, no, this isn't allowed. This is not allowed. She's asking me in the assessment, do I give him another chance? Oh my God. Yeah, you give him a chance to run the fuck out the house before you stab him in the head with a knife. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'll give you a chance to run the fuck away before I kill you. But I mean, seriously, the fact that you would accept that level of betrayal. Now look, this is where things get a little complicated. I can see if you're married for many years and there's a betrayal in the marriage. And then you're like, wait a second. I don't know if I want to divorce. I don't know. My person is hurting, right? Clearly, this is coming from a place of hurt. This is coming from, they're lost and hurt. And yes, it's a betrayal, and we are going to have that whole thing handled. But, if you're in a marriage, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, and somebody cheats, it's a little more difficult. It's a little more complicated, a little more complex. And it might be a thing where somebody just needs help. They lost their way. They need help. And you can come through it and be stronger for it. Very difficult to do. I'm going to give that kind of thing a difficulty level of like an 8.9. It's a solid 8.9 level of difficulty to come back from something like that. I'm not going to go full 9 or 10. I'm going to go 8.9 because I'm a hopeful girl and I'm a great coach. So people find me after an infidelity, I can totally help them find their way back to one another. Mainly by first finding their way back to themselves. Because as I say, people cheat on people not because they are not in love with the other person. They cheat because they don't love themselves. Because if a self-loving person will not put themselves through the drama, the trauma, the lying, the stress, the anxiety, the ick, the awful of cheating. They would sit their person down and they would say, okay, here's the deal. You are the mother of my children. You are the father of my children. But here's the thing. This vibe between us, my love, I feel like we're in a friend zone. I don't feel like we're like that anymore, romantic anymore. We haven't had sex in like 6 months. Like, I can't, I just know I can't. And I think it's unfair to both of us and the children to be miserable in this marriage. Is bad. We should get divorced. This way you can go be with whomever. I can go be with whomever. We can be cool with each other. We never did anything shady with one another. And we can be parents to our kids. What do you think? Right? That's how you handle that like adult, right? A self-loving adult is like, look, I fell out of love with my spouse. It became more of a sibling, sisterly, friendshipy thing, and it lost its vibe, right? Happens to people. People grow apart. Happens. But to cheat, that means you don't love yourself. I've been there. I totally know. It means you don't love yourself. You would never put yourself through the agony of cheating. Some people say, oh, but Lisa, cheating is like exhilarating. Oh, honey, then you have issues. Exhilarating? Really? Honey, go bungee jump or go start a business or go zip lining or swim with sharks or do something. Exhilaration, this is what you're after, and you do it by betraying the person in your life. Pussy move. So look, here's the deal, people. You got to get it together when you start dating, and you have to get clear on what your dating style is, what your boundaries are, what your values are, what you want in a relationship with another person, so that you get that handled and sorted right from the start. Because otherwise, like this couple, 5 years together, and he reaches out to me and says, I've been paying for this thing that I did for 5 years, and the jealousy and the insecurity and the fact that she doesn't have anything really going on for herself. She doesn't have, hobbies and friends and things happening for herself. And I often say, when women make their men, or when men make their women, because it happens to both, the center be all of their universe, oh my Lord, honey, you're in trouble. Because you're looking to the other person to fill you up. And that's not their job. That's never their job. So you have to be in charge of your life. You have to have your things that you like, whether it's fitness, whether it's your career, whether it's your own personal development, your friends, just stuff that you have going on for you, so that if somebody makes an unfortunate decision and betrays you, you can look them in the face and say, that's an unfortunate decision. I'm going to go now. You take care. And you end it. Done. Doesn't need to be a big explosion. Doesn't need to be this big thing. You just kind of sit there and you look at them and you're like, really? So you cheated on me. Interesting. Well, I have to go. What? Are we going to talk about this? No, because you talked about it already. You said you cheated on me. I confronted you. I asked you, and you did. So that's all there really needs to be. Like, what else do we need to talk about? It's kind of, it's very efficient. It's very efficient conversation. And then they look at you like you're crazy, but you're not crazy. You're just boundaried up. You know your self-worth. You know what your limits are. You know your standards for treatment. You violate the standards. You don't get access to me anymore. Quite simple. Quite simple. I would never look at that as an opportunity to say, oh, you did me wrong. Now I'm going to make you pay. And now you're going to kiss my ass forevermore. Because you did this one thing in the beginning of our relationship. And so now I am going to make you pay forever. That's like a one-upsman. That's not team. That's manipulative, crazy people shit. And, if that's your bag and that's where you get your kicks on, your relationship, you get excitement from that of, oh, I have to prove myself. No, that's not healthy. It's bullshit. So that's my take on the entire thing. I hope you liked this video. I hope it served you well. Let's see. I have this group, this Facebook group. It used to be called something else. I renamed it. I changed the name, changed the vibe, changed the furniture. It's called Self-Love Club. It's all about self-love. It's all about feeling good and confident within yourself. I got fed up to fuck with the political crap constantly on Facebook. So I said, you know what? I'm going to crank up my group again. I'm going to start putting out content again to people who want to be in that group and get content about lifting yourself up, things that you can do every day to be good for yourself, better yourself. I'm going to share audiobooks in there that I'm listening to. I'm going to share blog articles, just all sorts of useful information. So instead of looking on your Facebook feed and seeing the Breitbart and the Fox News and the blah 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 and everybody and their mother sending you shit in your inbox about Trump and this group is none of that. It's a break. It's a nice break from the bullshit. So you can actually go somewhere where you feel good, So I'm going to peace out. I have a little prayer call that I'm going to do with a friend of mine. So I will see you guys again. And as always, if you have a topic for me, you can PM me here. You can also find me on YouTube. And as always, you can find me at lovequestcoaching.com, Thanks so much and have a great evening. Bye.